Let's talk about summation notation. So the sum of the first n terms of a sequence is represented by the summation notation showed there. Notice it's that little E-looking thing. It has I equals some number down here. That's where you're going to start. It has an N on top. This is where it's going to end. And it has an A sub I there. This is kind of like your equation. This is what you're plugging into. And so it tells us that just in different words here. It says where I is the index of summation, N is the upper limit of summation. So index is where you start, upper limit's where you end, and 1 is the lower limit of the summation. So that would mean we'd start at 1 and we'd go to whatever our N is. And it's summation, so sum means we're going to add them up. So we're going to plug 1 through N into that equation, and then we'll add up all of our answers. So let's look at 14 there. It says find the indicated sum. So I want the summation is I goes from 1 to 5 of I squared. So to write this out, we're going to plug in I is 1 to begin with. So we got 1 squared plus, and we're going to pick every integer from 1 to 5. So I did 1. What's going to come next? 2.
This is actually easy.
3. 4. And 5. And we stop at 5 because that's where it tells me it's going to end, from 1 to 5. And then just work those out and add them up.
On the homework, I didn't know that you had to look at the number to see how many times you plug it in,
Alright, so look at 15. It doesn't matter now that it says a K instead of I, it's still the same thing. So we're taking the summation is K goes from 3 to 7 of 2K plus 1. So we're going to work this out. So we got 2 times 3 plus 1 plus 2 times 4 plus 1. And we're going to keep going until that K becomes a 7, right? And then we'll stop after that. And I didn't put the parentheses because sometimes that confuses y'all, parentheses and parentheses.
Yeah.
So, and then we can work these out. Add them all up. And how convenient. All right, let's look at 16. So we're going from where I starts at 0 to 4, and we're going to plug it into that equation there. So we have, what's that, negative 1 to the 0 plus 1 over 0 plus 1 factorial. Oops, I didn't mean equals, I meant plus, sorry. It takes longer to set this up than it actually does to probably work it out.
Oh my gosh, I hate typing in fractions.
We stop at what, 4?
Are they both 55?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to do a little work here. So that's what, 1. So negative 1 to the first is negative 1 over 1 factorial is just 1. It's going to be a 2. So negative 1 squared is positive 1 over 2 factorial, which is what, 2 times 1? So just 2. Two plus 1 is 3, so negative 1 to the third is negative 1 over 3 factorial So 6. And I'm just going to keep going with my same thing I'm doing. And then I just have to add my fractions up. So -1 plus 1/2 minus 1/6 plus 1 over 24 minus 1 over 120. It gives me a repeating decimal. So I'm going to hit math, enter. And it's going to tell me, yes, it's going to tell me -19 over 30. Now, of course, there's got to be a way to check ourselves, right? And so let's try that. So I'm going to write down how to do it in your calculator here so you can check yourself. So for your calculator, go to Second, Stat, go over to Math, and then go down to where it says Sum, which I believe is number 5. All right, so it's going to take you back to your home screen, and on it you should see the word Sum and a parenthesis. Let me move that over a little bit. All right, then you're going to go to, while you're there, you're going to go back to Second Stat. You're going to go over to Ops for operations. And you're going to go down to Sequence, which I believe is number 5 as well. And so now on your screen you should see Sum, parenthesis, and then SEQ, parenthesis. Has everybody got that?
I clicked it in and did this. I got lost.
Oh, hold on. Okay, so some of y'all don't exactly have that on your calculator. You have something that says like expression and then variable. And then what does it say? Start.
Start and set.
And then what?
Set and paste.
Okay. I think, did you say step?
Yes.
And then paste? Can I see again? Okay, yeah, paste is where it'll put it back into the thing for you. Okay, it's okay because y'all who have the one like what I originally put up there, we're going to type all this stuff in and put commas between it. Y'all who have this, you're actually going to put it in each individual piece of it, okay? So, the first thing we're going to do is our expression. So, what was our equation basically? So, if I'm looking at number 15 there, I'm going to put that it was 2k plus 1, but we don't have a k, so what are we going to use? So, yeah, 2x plus 1. So, if you have the one that goes down, the list, you'll put that there. If you don't, you're going to put it up here, and then you're going to hit a comma. And then you're going to put your variable. Well, what was our variable? Guys, look at the expression. What's the variable? Is it the 2, the x, or the 1?
X.
There we go. It's the x. So you'd put an x and then a comma. Now, if you're doing the list, you don't have commas, okay? The next thing is your start. What is that start value that we used?
0.
On number 15? I'm on 15.
3. Oh. 3.
3.
We were on the bottom one.
No, look at the equation I put in, guys.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
All right, so your start's going to be at 3, comma. Where's your end?
It's 7.
7,
Comma.
And then your step. How is this increasing? Well, it's going up 1 each time, right? From 3 to 7. It's always going to be 1, guys, for us right now, okay?
On both of them?
So you're going to put 1. Yeah.
It's always going to be 1?
Yes. For us, it'll be 1. And then go ahead and either close your parentheses if you got my calculator, or just go to paste. All right. So when you do this, what did you get?
55.
Yeah, 55. And that's what we got for 15, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's what we got for 15. So there's a quick way to check yourself in your calculator. But honestly, unless my numbers are really big, I'd almost prefer just to do it by hand because of all the different steps in there to have to do it. But